The Tu'i Tonga Empire, or Tongan Empire, are descriptions sometimes given to Tongan expansionism and projected hegemony in Oceania, which began around 950 CE, reaching its peak during the period 1200 to 1500. It was centered in Tonga on the island of Tongatapu, with its capital at Niue. Modern researchers and cultural experts attest to widespread Tongan influence, evidence of transoceanic trade and exchange of material and non-material cultural artifacts. History. Beginning of Tongan expansionism. With the decline of Samoa's Tu'i Manua maritime empire, a new empire rose from the south. In 950 AD, the first Tu'i Tonga Ahouatu started to expand his rule outside of Tonga. According to leading Tongan scholars, including Dr. Okazitino Mahina, the Tongan and Samoan oral traditions indicate that the first Tu'i Tonga was the son of their god Tangaloa. As the ancestral homeland of the Tu'i Tonga dynasty and the abode of deities such as Tagaloa Idamatupua, Tonga Fusafanua, and Tavitavemanica, the Manua Islands of Samoa were considered sacred by the early Tongan kings. By the time of the 10th Tu'i Tonga Momo, and his successor, Tuatachui, the Tu'i Tonga's empire had grown to include much of the former domains of the Tu'i Fiti and Tu'i Manua, with the Manua group as the only exception. To better govern the large territory, the Tu'i Tonga had their throne moved by the lagoon at Lapaha, Tongatapu. The influence of the Tu'i Tonga was renowned throughout the Pacific, and many of the neighboring islands participated in the widespread trade of resources and new ideas. Expansion. Under the 10th Tu'i Tonga, Momo and his son Tuatachui, the empire was at its height of expansion. Tributes for the Tu'i Tonga were said to be exacted from all tributary chiefdoms of the empire. This tribute was known as the Inasi and was conducted annually at Mua following the harvest season, when all countries that were subject to the Tu'i Tonga must bring a gift for the gods, who was recognized as the Tu'i Tonga. Captain Cook witnessed an Inasi ceremony in 1777, in which he noticed a lot of foreigners in Tonga, especially the darker people from Fiji, Solomon Islands, and Vanuatu. The finest mats of Samoa are incorrectly translated as Tongan mats. The correct meaning is treasured cloth. Many fine mats came into the possession of the Tongan royal families through chiefly marriages with Samoan noblewomen, such as Tohuia, the mother of the first Tu'i Kanokapalu, Nada, who came from Safata, Upolu, Samoa. These mats, including the Mani Whainga and Taishav, are considered the crown jewels of the current Tupo line. The success of the empire was largely based upon the imperial navy. The most common vessels were long-distance double canoes fitted with triangular sails. The largest canoes of the Tongan Kalia type could carry up to 100 men. The most notable of these were the Tonga Fuesia, Aki Huo, the Lomi Po, and the Taka Ipomana. It should be mentioned that the Taka Ipomana was actually a Samoan Kalia. According to Queen Salote, and the palace records, this was the Samoan double-hulled canoe that brought Tohuia Lamapo from Samoa to wed the Tu'i Hatakalaua. The large navy allowed for Tonga to become wealthy, with large amounts of trade and tribute flowing into the royal treasury. Decline of Tu'i Tonga and two new dynasties. The Tu'i Tonga decline began due to numerous wars and internal pressure. In the 13th or 14th century, the Samoans had expelled the Tongans from their lands after Tu'i Tonga Talakaifaiki was defeated in battle by the brothers Tuna, Fata, and Sevilla, progenitors of the Maria Toa family. In response, the Falafa was created as political advisors to the empire. The Falafa officials were initially successful in maintaining some hegemony over other subjected islands, but increased dissatisfaction led to the assassination of several rulers in succession. The most notable were Havea I, Havea II, and Takalawa, who were all known for their tyrannical rule. In AD 1535, Takalawa was assassinated by two foreigners while swimming in the lagoon of Mua. His successor, Kau Ulufanua, pursued the killers all the way to Uvia, where he killed them. Because of so many assassination attempts on the Tu'i Tonga, Kau Ulufanua established a new dynasty called the Hatakalaua in honor of his father, and gave his brother, Mungamatua, the title of Tu'i Hatakalaua. This new dynasty was to deal with the everyday decisions of the empire, while the position of Tu'i Tonga was to be the nation's spiritual leader, though he still controlled the final say in the life or death of his people. The Tu'i Tonga Empire at this period becomes Samoan in orientation, as the Tu'i Tonga kings themselves became ethnic Samoans who married Samoan women and resided in Samoa. Ku'ulufonua's mother was a Samoan from Manua, Tui Tonga Koulufonua II and Tui Tonga Puupuafatu had Samoan mothers, and as they married Samoan women, the succeeding Tui Tonga, Bakafuhu, Tepuosi, and Ulyakamata, were allegedly more Samoan than Tongan. In 1610, the 6th Tui Hatakalaua, Mungatonga, created the position of Tui Kanokapulu for his half-Samoan son, Nada, which divided regional rule between them, though as time went on the Tui Kanokapulu's power became more and more dominant over Tonga. The Tui Kanokapulu dynasty oversaw the importation and institution of many Samoan policies and titles, and according to Tongan scholars, this Samoanized form of government and custom continues today in the modern Kingdom of Tonga. Things continued in this manner afterward. The first Europeans arrived in 1616, when the Dutch explorers Willem Schouten and Jacob Lemaire spotted Tongans in a canoe off the coast of Niuataputapa, followed by Abel Tasman. These visits were brief, however, and did not significantly change the island. The dividing line between the two moieties was the old coastal road named Hala Whanuamoa. Modern chiefs who derive their authority from the Tu'i Tonga are still named the Kauhala Uda, while those from the Tu'i Kanokapulu are known as the Kauhala Lalo. Concerning the Tu'i Hatakalaua supporters, when this division arose, in the 15th century, they were of course the Kaulalalo. But when the Tu'i Kanokapulu had overtaken them, they shifted their allegiance to the Kauhala Uda. Modern scholarship. Modern archaeology, anthropology and linguistic studies confirm widespread Tongan cultural influence ranging widely through East Uvea, Rotuma, Futuna, Samoa, and Niue, parts of Micronesia, Vanuatu and New Caledonia and the Loyalty Islands, and while some academics prefer the term maritime chiefdom, others argue that, while very different from examples elsewhere, empire is probably the most convenient term.